The midterm elections are 5 months away, which means you still have 5 months to figure out who your congressperson is. But midterm primary season is already in full swing. And in Los Angeles tomorrow, there is a major election that will likely decide who the next mayor is. So let's see what's going on in LA in our ongoing coverage of Votedemic 2022. Los Angeles. It's the best place to live if you like sunshine, good vibes, and the occasional earthquake. Whoa, I gotta tweet that. Now, as America's second biggest city and its #1 producer of disgruntled Lakers supporters, they, for the last 8 years, have been led by Eric Garcetti. But now he's leaving. Because you see, being mayor was just a side gig he was doing until he finally landed an acting role on Grey's Anatomy. It's very exciting. Yeah, he's the guy who comes in screaming, "Is this the hospital?" Gripping performance. Which means it's now time for LA to pick a new mayor. And when this race began, there was a clear frontrunner, Congresswoman Karen Bass. Right? She has a decade of experience in Congress, and a couple years ago, she was nearly picked to be Joe Biden's vice president. Yeah, she was this close to ruining her life. Now, Congresswoman Bass has the full support of the party establishment in this race. And that meant that she was going to win. For much of the campaign, she had a clear lead in the polls. But that was all until this happened.
63-year-old billionaire developer and philanthropist Rick Caruso is joining a crowded field of candidates who intend to run for LA mayor. Caruso is well known for his real estate company that built shopping areas like the Grove and Americana at Brand.
One of the world's most successful developers. His crown jewel, the Grove at Farmers Market. The shopping mecca is said to draw more people than Disneyland.
Caruso used to be a Republican and only changed his registration to Democrat 1 month before announcing his run.
I really want to reinvent the Democratic Party to go back to what it was, I think, 30 years ago.
Can I ask you an honest question? Why do so many politicians want to go back in time but never forward? Like, they always say that. I want to go back. Take the Democratic Party back 30 years. Make America great again. Bring back the good old days. People, we already tried the past. That's how we ended up here. You realize that? Like, for once, I want a politician to say, I don't want to go 30 years in the past. I want to go 30 years into the future when there's no more flooding because global warming boiled off all the water. But I'm not surprised Rick Caruso wants to go back 30 years, though. Remember, he makes malls. 30 years ago was a great time for mall developers. Yeah, back in the 90s, you remember that? People spent all day at the mall. You'd spend hours there shopping, eating, sitting in the massage chair at the Shopper Image with no intention of ever buying anything. But then you would ask a lot of questions to make it seem like you might. You'd just be like, so does it also do the lower torso? Yeah. Oh, yeah. And what's the power wattage? Oh, okay, cool. What time do you close? You know, I'm going to go and grab, I can't carry the chair. I'll come back. I'll be back. I want to make sure you get the commission. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you. Hard to believe that place went out of business. So, billionaire Rick Caruso, a longtime Republican who turned Democrat just for this election, is now running neck and neck with a liberal politician everyone expected to win. And if you're wondering how that could happen in Los Angeles, a city so liberal you can legally marry your electric car, well, it's because he has a ton of money and a very clear message.
The most expensive race in the country. Rick Caruso spending more than any other candidate in any race anywhere.
Rick Caruso has spent nearly $40 million, much of it his own money. Meanwhile, Congresswoman Karen Bass and the other candidates have spent very little.
He's achieved air supremacy on television spots, most of them focusing on the top 2 issues voters care about, according to the poll: crime and homelessness.
Murder up 54%, nearly 1,500 shooting victims, a wave of property crime. There's one candidate for mayor who can turn it around. Rick Caruso.
Caruso's stance on public safety is resonating, as he has 4 times the support to address the rise in crime over Bass.
Normally I would vote for Karen Bass, but I think I'm leaning toward Caruso.
Why? He thinks the biggest issue in LA is
getting these people off the streets.
And you think Caruso will do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Caruso has surged to the top of the pack with a focus on crime and especially homelessness, which is a top concern of LA voters. And I guess, it makes sense that they think the mall guy can solve the problem. Malls solve a lot of America's problems. Problems like, how can we get people to eat Sbarros, you know? And just to be clear, Karen Bass also wants to tackle homelessness, but Caruso has made it the centerpiece of his campaign, spending a record of nearly $40 million getting his message out. And we all know if you put a lot of ads out there, your message is going to get into people's heads. You can't control it. It's like those State Farm ads. I see them all the time. And so it's inevitable that sooner or later I'm going to start having sex dreams about Jake from State Farm. It's going to happen. Yeah. Oh, you judge me like I'm the only one. Still better than my Geico dreams. But even after being bombarded by all of those ads, some LA voters may still be a little wary of a guy who has no political experience and might be a closet Republican, which is why Caruso has also brought out the one thing people in LA trust more than anything else: celebrities.
A major celebrity endorsement in the race for LA mayor, Oscar winner and Goop founder Gwyneth Paltrow throwing her support behind billionaire developer Rick Caruso.
LA is experiencing a tough time right now. So that is why I am endorsing my old friend Rick Caruso.
Musician and rap artist Snoop Dogg today endorsed businessman Rick Caruso.
There's no question. I endorse the real, and that is real.
The Latino vote is going to be especially important in this race. George Lopez, the comedian, coming out on Twitter, backing Caruso.
Rick Caruso did get a big endorsement from a very familiar face. A blonde Kim Kardashian there saying she believes Rick Caruso can help solve LA's crime crisis.
If you guys are out voting, Rick Caruso is my choice, and I really believe that he will make a difference, and that gives me hope.
Did she say, if you guys are out voting? That's a fun way to like campaign for someone. Like, it's almost like she wants to endorse Caruso, but she doesn't want to come off too strong, you know? She's like, I'm not saying like go vote for him, but if you guys happen to like pass like a voting booth, then I guess feel free to like vote for him or whatever. Like it's such a weird way to do it. Yeah, like Kim Kardashian is great at a lot of things, but I don't know if I'd ever want her leading me into battle. Can you imagine that attitude in Braveheart? Sons of Scotland, if you guys are gonna be like fighting any wars today, personally, I would fight against the English because like maybe they might take our lives, but maybe we shouldn't like take our freedom too. So thanks to Caruso's huge spending advantage, his celebrity endorsements, and his focus on quality of life issues for people who aren't homeless, this election looks like it's going down to the wire. Now, it is a primary, yes, but here's the thing. In California, if anyone wins 50% of the vote in the primary, the race is automatically over. Yeah, that person is the new mayor. So every vote is going to count, which, if you listen to LA voters, isn't necessarily a good thing.
Despite several high-profile debates and one candidate running lots of ads,
I'm running for mayor.
People we interviewed in LA County struggled to name a single candidate.
Are you familiar with the candidates for mayor?
I am not, unfortunately. Sorry.
Candidates, I'm not sure, but I prefer the one that we have now. Newsom.
He's the governor.
Oh, the governor? Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know anything about the mayor then.
No, only Gavin probably, right?
Gavin is the governor.
Oh, he's the governor? Oh, mayor? No. See, I'm way off.
Do you like the current mayor?
Gavin Newsom? Or, see, you guys? I'm sorry.
Damn. Forget knowing who's running for mayor. A lot of people in Los Angeles don't even seem to know that there is a mayor. Like, I thought 40 million in ads sounded like a lot before, but now I'm thinking it's not enough. Like, and forget just TV ads. I feel like Caruso should probably be doing most of his advertising on rolling papers, judging by those people. It's just like Caruso for, oh boy. So, that right there is the current state of the race for mayor in Los Angeles. A lifelong politician going up against a lifelong businessman. And I'm not going to tell you who to vote for, but at the very least, if you guys are going to vote, I would say definitely make sure that you're voting for the mayor and not the governor who already has a job.